What to know about booster shots if you received the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. This is my news scene sandbox, and we'll see if this is a way I could share my thoughts. And maybe I shouldn't call it news, but you know, what the heck. Well, why is this important? What do we care? I mean, I'm serious. Well, the reason that I care is because I am one of the few individuals, very few individuals, who had this vaccine. And I can't read it. It's just, oh, there we go. Let's see. For people who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it says the past few months have been a bit of a bumpy ride. News of side effects, pause, start, and now boosters. Well, we'll see. Some important person in the world has been keeping tabs, fortunately for us. We go for it. Here we go. How many people got it? 14 million people, and that represents, a little over 8%. That's 8% Americans who are fully vaccinated. 8% of fully vaccinated Americans got Johnson & Johnson. I am in the 8%, okay? Just keep that in mind from now on, that's why this is important to me. This is me they're talking about. So has it been any good? I hope you remember I'm trying to move forward here. Oh, whoops. Okay. Hey, now that worked a little bit. I'm sorry. Hi, Arsum. Hello. I'm trying a new a way to present my thoughts as a test today. How interesting. And I'm talking about the vaccine which I got. You know, it's 100% effective for being hospitalized. 100%. No humans have showed up in the hospital who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Wow, now that might make it a good thing to have gotten. That sounds pretty positive right there. Nobody, okay. So they're still looking at it. Yeah, they're slightly better. It actually performs better than they thought it would. How interesting. Okay. But the original clinical trials were done before the Delta variant. Ding, 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 ding. The Delta variant will get you. I believe that. Now what's going to happen to me? I should. Okay, at least it goes up. At least it's scrolling. So let's see. Okay, early studies suggest that although 19 vaccines are effective against Delta, their general efficacy is lower. Okay, showing that against the Delta variants, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine provides 66% protection against hospitalization and 95% against death. Okay, once again, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine sounds like a success. I'm just saying. How long does it last? Seems to me there was something rather interesting about this. But, I gotta do my technology piece different. Okay. Studies show individuals who receive the Johnson & Johnson produce antibodies for at least 6 months after vacation. The neutralizing antibodies level start to wane over time. This may sound bad, but it isn't clear that lower antibody levels correlates with an increased risk of infection. Antibody levels normally decline. That's normal. It's normal. The immune system's long-term surveillance is done by memory immune cells that will provide if a person is exposed to the virus at a later time. More studies are needed to determine the role of memory cells. The Johnson & Johnson triggers immune memory cells. They don't even know, there's not enough data what's happening to people who've had this in terms of their fight against because they're so immune from it that there's nobody coming in it seems like there's nobody coming in for them to do any analysis on. Do I need a booster? Well, I hope not, because if I do, I'm not getting one. So here we go. Some worry that giving boosters to people in wealthy nations will waste precious doses. Okay. Let's see. I don't know about that. I guess they're this article is anti-booster. Well, anyway, on August 25th, 2021, just a few weeks ago, Johnson & Johnson announced that people who received the single shot and then received the same shot as a booster produced a much stronger antibody response than after the single. So, uncertainty. They are uncertain, except it's already pretty strong, right? It's already pretty strong. Well, wait a minute. Now they're asking me, do I think I should mix mine with Pfizer or Moderna? Now that's a frightening idea. Am I ever going to get past this page? It says, one important question is whether someone who received the Johnson & Johnson shot should get a second Johnson & Johnson shot or mix and match. Okay, I will not mix and match ever, no matter what. I won't under any circumstances. And I don't see why I need a second shot when I'm like, what a huge percentage I won't die against the Delta. Huge, unbelievably big, unbelievably large. Side effects. Well, here we go. Common side effects. Pain at the injection site. I did take pictures of my injection site. Yes, it was painful. I remember the doctor asking me, what did I think? I went to the doctor a couple weeks later and I said something and I said, oh, I got the Johnson & Johnson, and he said, wow, well, what happened? And I'm like, well, I had pain. I remember saying that. At the injection site. No headache, no fatigue, muscle, joint pain, chills, and fever at my age. I have all of these things all the time. Well, I don't have fever, but how would I know if it was the injection or my normal life? Anyway, so it looks like last April, the CDNP, Center for Disease, CDC, had Johnson & Johnson stop vaccinating. Couldn't use the vaccine, you might remember that. This was after I had it. I had it in March of 2021. So 1 month later, the CDC tells Johnson & Johnson they have to stop. Now I can remember not feeling very good about that. That might have been when I got on here, Okay, so why? What was happening? And so some people were having an allergic reaction and blood clots. Allergy. Allergy is, and then this Guillain-Barré syndrome, when your immune system feels that your own body is the virus and commence killing you. Your own body starts killing you. Those were the things that happened. The blood clot thing, I remember it was quite scary, especially because these, well, if you watched any of Dr. Trazi's stuff, you would absolutely know that he has a video, drtrazi.com or .org, I don't remember, and he has a video called Are the Vaccinations Dangerous, or something like that. And he eventually gets to the blood clot, the bleeding, and so on. The little spike protein, I guess is the phrase. They have spikes, and they hit the little vessels and stuff and cause bleeding, which causes the body to clot. And so all of a sudden you have all these tiny little itty bitty minuscule blood vessels in your body bleeding, and then it was clotting, of course, and clotting, I mean, you're going to die, you're going to die from blood clotting. Anyway, that evidently remains a risk. But moving forward, I remember that. I was rather concerned, since I have had this, that I might have, I could have blood clots. Moving forward. And then what happened? The agencies lifted the ban. How many days later? Early in a couple of weeks, just a couple of weeks, that they found out only a couple of people now and then die from these things. That's nice. The 7 cases per million in women between the ages of 18 and 49, with much lower rates in other people. So it was just 18 to 49. Now, how can that be? Women, 18 to 49. So that went back on, everything was okay. They started giving it to people again. Wow, this is really a long thing to do, isn't it? I mean, I guess I could talk. I did look at Discord and opened an account, but I'm just like staring at that dashboard screen going, wow, I got to watch some YouTube stuff, I guess, because that was really... Hey, this is the end of the article. Okay. So a recent CDC study showed that, here we go, unvaccinated people are almost 5 times more likely to be infected, 29 times more likely to be hospitalized compared to fully vaccinated individuals. Well, if that is true, then they must be pretty hungry for the Johnson & Johnson data, which probably nobody's showing up. So they can go, well, now we're going to use all of the statistics from the Johnson & Johnson recipients, because none of them are getting hospitalized, and it'll, for the numbers, just the numbers game, it'll make it look like all vaccines are much better than we thought they were, when it could be just the 8% carrying the data. Moving on. Therefore, and in conclusion, all the evidence suggests that the millions of Americans who are able to get vaccinated but are choosing not to are putting themselves and others at serious risk. And that propaganda political statement was brought to you by PBS NewsHour.